Hey everyone, how y'all doing out there? I'm your man Colin Cole, and I'm here today on ADSN Sports Pro Football Reports. I'm here talking to guys about their football experience during the week of Super Bowl because that's what we're in. We're in Super Bowl week. We're talking about the week of preparation, what the whole lead up is to the game, and I'm joining today with some NFL greats. Today I'm joined with Packer Hall of Famer, all-time greats, all-time leader in receptions, all the great statistics. My man, my brother, my friend, Donald Driver is joining me today, talking a little bit about his experience during Super Bowl week. Donald, thanks for joining me. And on your birthday, no less, my friend, I appreciate you joining us, man.
I appreciate it, Kyle. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. So tell us a little bit about what that week of Super Bowl was like for you. Talk a little bit about the lead up to the game and what that whole week experience was.
I'll go back to the NFC Championship game, playing in Chicago in the Windy City. It was in Soldier Field. It was a great experience in the history. They've been our rival for years, and then we get the opportunity to play them right at their home for the championship game, and then get to celebrate in the visitors' locker room. Who would have ever thought in a million years you would get that opportunity? We've had the opportunity, as you know, to play in Green Bay in the championship game. Unfortunately, we came up short. But when you get there, the most important thing is you want to win it all. You don't want to get there and lose. And so we've been, I was blessed to get there. During that week, man, it was the most experience. I guess you could say it was a crazy experience because we had it right here in Dallas. Dallas had an ice storm that took away all the activities that we were supposed to enjoy. And so we were really stuck in the hotel majority of the time, as you know. But it was a great time, man. It was a great experience. I think this is every kid's dream, is to get to the big show and to get there and to win it all on the week of your birthday. Man, I say words can't explain how I felt. And now, the good thing is that I got the trophy to prove it and the hardware.
I don't envy you for being able to pull that together, man. And the fact is that it's a grueling week, right? I mean, it's like you talked about the NFC Championship, but even before that, you guys being a 6th seed going into the playoffs, the difficulties that you guys faced during that season, man. Talk a little bit about that and the reward that it was to be able to get down there to Dallas. And like you said, being down there in Texas, where you were from, in the city you live, that whole experience.
I think everyone doubted us. Everyone doubted us out. Everyone said we was going to get there. We needed to win the last 2 games of our regular season to get into the postseason. And it's crazy. We played the Giants the first game. We beat them pretty bad. We blew them out. And then we had Chicago. Chicago was our last game, and they had the number 1 seed. And so I remember sitting down talking to Chris Harris right before the game, and I said, listen, come on, man. Y'all already got the number 1 seed. Everybody got to go through Chicago. You might as well just let us in. So don't even play hard today. Let us in, and we'll be the number 6 seed. We got to go on the road. Nobody expects us to get there anyway. So y'all don't play hard. Unfortunately, as you know, we beat them pretty bad. We won that. We got into the postseason. And then, as you know, man, it's the hardest thing as a team right now to go on the road and win 3 games to get to the Super Bowl. We were blessed to walk into Philly. Everyone doubted that we wasn't going to come out of Philly because we just never had success there. We went in, played well, we beat them. Then we had to go to Atlanta. You got to go to the Georgia Dome and take care of business there. And Matt Ryan was riding high. That defense was talking more trash than ever, saying they weren't going to stop us. They were going to stop us, and we weren't going to score because they beat us in the regular season that year in a shootout, and we took care of business then. And then we knew we had to go one more place. We had to go to Soldier Field. And we knew if we went to Soldier Field and played the way we've been playing the rest of the last 4 weeks of that season, man, they weren't going to stop us. And we went in, our defense played lights out, offense scored the points that we need to score, and it took us to what we always dreamed of, and that's to the bowl.
Man, there's a lot of similarities of that team and the team that represent the NFC this year and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, considering a low-ranked team that had to go on the road for every single game and win on the road. Unfortunately, beating the Packers in the NFC Championship. But there was a lot of things that we saw in that game that kind of that helped play that game out. One thing particularly was the ability of Tampa Bay's defensive front to get pressure on Aaron Rodgers. How much of a factor do you feel like that's going to be in this upcoming game?
They say defense wins championships, man. That is truly the key. And we knew that that's the reason why they were able to, Tampa was able to take care of the Green Bay Packers. They played lights out defense. Our defense didn't step up and play to their potentials. As we know, they're a good defense. But when you're playing against a team like a player like Tom Brady, anything is possible. And so they proved that they can make things happen. I mean, we go back right before halftime, right? Let's go back to that play that, he calls the timeout, goes to the sideline and says, hey, listen, we got 8 seconds left. Let's go for it. We have nothing to lose. If I'm a defense coordinator, I'm dropping in zone. I'm going to let the ball get in the middle of the field as the kid catch it. If he doesn't declare himself down, I'm going to let that clock run out. And we're going to go into halftime knowing that we're still in the races. And unfortunately, King got beat on the deep ball. And, and I always say that was really the dictate. That was the play of the game that cost them.
Yeah, I agree, man. And unfortunately, that was the one that really was, like you said, they couldn't recover from that one. I mean, a lot of teams talk about that inside 8, and that's the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. And those times are the times you want to be able to score and really declare yourself, put some points in between yourself and your opponent. And if you're able to, your chances of winning are a lot higher. And they were able to get that done on both ends. So now going back to you and your experience during Super Bowl week, man, what's the fondest memory that you have throughout that whole experience?
I think when the final whistle blew, the clock went off and the confetti started falling down. I think that's when you knew that you were Super Bowl champions. And no one can ever take that from you. I mean, that's the greatest moment is when that confetti falling and seeing all those other guys walk off that field, and you're going to get a chance to stand there and hold the Vince Lombardi Trophy, where it all started. It started in Green Bay, and as we all know, we brought it back and it ended in Green Bay. So it was good.
Boy, yes, I agree, man. So we're talking about two different players. We're talking about the GOAT on both ends. We're talking about Tom Brady, probably one of the best, if not the best, to play the game. And we're talking about a young up-and-coming Patrick Mahomes, who is redefining that position, making plays that I've never seen made before. So who was the X factor, right? I mean, we got all these different players. We're talking about Mike Evans. We're talking about Chris Godwin, Tyreek Hill. There are so many different names, so many different playmakers on both ends. Who's going to be the X factor for this game?
I think it's going to boil down to the quarterbacks. I mean, we all know that if Patrick Mahomes play the way he can play, I mean, he's great. You think about it, man. Andy Reid is letting the boys play backyard football, and it's exciting to watch. And those guys are making plays. And I think this is Patrick Mahomes is the better quarterback when he's out of the pocket because he can just see down the field and he makes things happen. And he keeps his receiver and tight ends and running backs all moving at the same time. We were blessed to have Andy knows that West Coast offense like the back of his hand, coming from Mike Holmgren to going to Philly, doing the exact same thing and taking it to Kansas City. You see it, man. That's just backyard football. Guys know how to get open, and it's exciting. And then you have the man. You have the GOAT. If this guy wins 7 Super Bowls in 11 times going, man, it's amazing because it's just never been done in the history of the NFL or the history of the world, right? For somebody to win that many championships all together. So you got to take your hat off to him. But he has a lot of great weapons, man. I mean, to build that program like he did in Tampa, with Brian trusting in him to let him play the game that he plays. I mean, who would ever thought that he would go out, make Grunt come out of retirement, go out there and have a great receiver in Mike Evans. Then you turn around and he goes out there and get AB. I mean, opportunities are there. And so I think if they play the way they need to play, then, sky's the limits for those guys. It's going to be a battle, but I think it's going to boil down to which quarterback plays the best. That's what it's going to boil down to.
All right, so real quick, what is Driven Elite, just for the people? What is Driven Elite?
So Driven Elite is a state-of-the-art fitness center. After retirement, man, it took me about 4 years to come up with the concept. As you know, Colin, we've been blessed to be, especially when you were in Carolina and then also in Green Bay, man, you get, as a player, you get all of it, right? You get the training room, you get the weight room, you get the medical clinic. I mean, you get it all. And so I wanted to create something that was just unique and different. So I created a state-of-the-art facility that we have golf, we have baseball, softball, we have academy for every single sport. We have a full medical clinic. The only thing we don't do is we don't do surgeries, but we have x-rays, body scans, COVID testing. We have a chiropractic clinic, and then we have the state-of-the-art recovery center. So it's been a true blessing, man. We have about 3 locations right now with, 3 or 4 of them in the works right now. So it's been great for me. I think the concept is unique and different, and no one's out there doing it. And we're the only sports performance facility that train professional athletes, meaning we are the head strength and conditioning staff for different professional teams, because they normally build everything in-house. They allowed us to come in and run it. So it's been great, man. We have the Dallas Wings on our back right now. We have the Frisco Fires, and then we just continue to be blessed. So I can't complain, man. It's growing. It's the actual thought is now coming to fruition.
Hey, time is the best friend for those who are able to stay patient and stay consistent. And I know you, and I know that's who you are. And like I said, that's why you are both driven and elite, man. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, final score.
Final score. If I had to predict, because they both all can make plays at any moment, it's going to be, and the defense is going to have to step up. If the defensive side steps up on both sides, man, I'm going to go 24-27. And I ain't going to say who wins, but somebody going to win by.
Hey, it might be even closer than that, man. It might be 41-40. The way these two offenses can score, we know that. Like you said, I think it's gonna come down to defenses. But anyways, man, thanks again for joining us, Donald Driver. He's both driven and he's elite, and he's showing himself out here on the show today. I can't thank him enough for joining us, man, giving us his experiences in the Super Bowl. Again, I'm Colin Cole, and this is Pro Football Report with ADSN.